politics, I don't tend to talk too much politics too, because people like act like it's sports teams, and it's like, I just want the country to do well, you know? Like in Canada here, we have Mark Carney as our prime minister, and honestly, I think he's been doing a great job. I was pleasantly surprised, because the kicker is I never voted for him. But I vote like all over them. I go like at the time, like whoever I think is going to be good, that's who I'll vote for. So I'm not really loyal to any political parties either. Like in 2015, I voted for Trudeau because I didn't like Harper at the time. And I never knew Trudeau. And then after we had Trudeau, I was like, oof, that was a mistake. And then I voted for, I think Andrew Scheer was running at the time. I voted for him. Not because I was a big conservative fan or anything, but just because at the time I just was sick. I was fed up with Trudeau at the time. Because he came in and just opened the floodgates and just broke the country. He broke immigration is what he did. Which he never said he was going to do when he was campaigning. He never mentioned any of that part. As soon as he got in, he started just inviting everybody to just come on in. And then it got abused, and housing fucking went to shit, and once that happened, then, you know, of course, greed train jumped on that, and that made housing worse. So, like, I don't necessarily fully blame immigrants for that, but that was the initial match that lit the dumpster fire that is housing in this country. That started because of Trudeau. So I was not a Trudeau fan. So I ended up voting for Scheer because that was the only other choice at the time. And then after that, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I can't vote for Conservatives. So I voted for NDP after that. And then the last election, it's like, okay, we had Trudeau for 10 years, and people living under bridges and shit. It was bad. I just wanted somebody in there that was gonna like stop the fucking, like turn off the tap a little bit, you know? Let the country recover a bit, get some housing happening. And so I ended up voting when Pierre was running. I ended up voting for him. Although now, after seeing how Pierre has acted since the election, I lost so much respect for him. Like, I would never vote for that guy again. And I honestly feel like an asshole for voting for him at all. But at the time, I really knew nothing about Carney. I just knew I didn't like Trudeau, and I expected Carney to be more Trudeau. So I voted for who had the best shot to get him out of there. I figured we need to get rid of liberals. It's much like, generally I consider myself a liberal too, or more, actually probably more NDP. But NDP never wins, so. And NDP, their leader is just awful, so. So I couldn't vote for them the last election. So there was like, for me at the time, there was one choice, and I didn't even like Pierre that much, but he made a lot of sense at the time. I guess you could say I fell for it. Because I don't claim I'm some genius either. But when I'm wrong, I'm perfectly willing to admit it, and I was wrong about Pierre. I'm just glad he didn't win. I feel like I dodged a bullet there. Because as it turns out, Carney, he comes in, he's doing a great job. He's getting us, you know, less reliant on the USA, which is very important for Canada, because the USA is not stable right now. You got Trump fucking changes his mind on a whim every other day. Like one day he'll say, oh, he's got a deal. The next day the deal's off. Because I don't know, he saw his shadow or something. So it's 6 more weeks of trade deals with this guy. So then you got Carney, he's going around the world. He's setting up trade deals with all these other countries, which is going to bring jobs to Canada. It's going to make things better here. It also means that in the future, when we do have to eventually make a deal with the States, we'll be in a better bargaining position to get something better. Whereas Pierre would have just sucked Trump's cock until we gave him whatever, so he could announce that he got a deal. It'd be a horrible deal that would not benefit anybody. But that's what he would have done. I'm certain of it now. So my position on that is, if an election were held tomorrow, I would vote Carney. Absolutely. I think he's proven himself. He's decent. The world obviously respects him, which means they respect Canada. And that's good for all of us. So that's where I'm at with politics these days. I vote for the country, not for the person. But that's all I'll really say about politics too. And if you're Maple MAGA, well, too fucking bad. I'm glad we lost. I was never Maple MAGA. I never liked that stuff about conservatives. But seeing how they've acted since, it's like, yeah, I would never vote conservative again. They're dead to me. So, like, next election, I'll most likely vote for Carney unless he somehow becomes colossally bad, which I don't think is going to happen. But even then, I think I would vote NDP before I would vote conservative again. Or I just wouldn't even vote. Because conservatives, there's just too much hate there. They're trying too hard to be fucking US Republicans, and we don't need that in Canada. What we need in Canada is, our health care, which is, it could be better. But everybody deserves health care. I believe that. I think we should have universal basic income. That would solve a lot of issues. Crime would go down. I think I missed my turn. I did. Because we're coming up by Hatley Castle. I got flapping in my gums about that shit and I forgot to turn. I wonder if I can still get there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll go somewhere else. I don't give a shit. But I could just turn around and go back to my turn. What road is this? Yeah, shame. Let's go this way. I think I might be able to go back to it. It's like a little bit of a thing here. So we'll either get back to where we're supposed to go, or I'll get lost again, and it'll be another adventure. Because that's what we do on these vlogs. Yeah, like UBI, I think would be fantastic. You would get a lot of people out of tents. It would, and when people aren't desperate, they're doing less crime. So crime would absolutely go down, and then you're saving money. And that's another thing. I don't even have to really talk about UBI too much. It's proven to work in other countries. Everywhere where they've tested it, it's always worked out. It's just corporations don't want it because they want cheap labor. And if people are living decent, then they can't fucking exploit them. They want desperate fucking people that'll accept any bullshit. Because they're starving and hurting, and that's what they want, and that's horrible. Like, billionaires are awful. There's no good billionaires. They all got that way by exploiting others. They're basically criminals. And they shouldn't be allowed to fund elections, and there's all kinds of things wrong with being a billionaire. Like, honestly, I think there should be a cap. I think every penny over $1 billion should be 100% taxed. You should not be able to be a billionaire. It should be illegal to be a billionaire. Okay, here's Goldstream. I think if we go this way, and then go that way. I don't know, we'll see. Asian noodle house. But yeah, like my point is like, in a country as wealthy as Canada, even U.S., I mean, there should be no poor people. There should be nobody homeless. There's enough to go around. It's just being hoarded by billionaires. Like, what does Jeff Bezos have, like $500 billion? Nobody needs that much money. I mean, these people should be on the show Hoarders. That's where they should be. They should be looked at as like people with a mental illness, not fucking looked up to. And until the world catches up and gets with it, like, there's two paths we can head towards. There's Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, where everything's fucked. Or we can go for that Star Trek future where we're exploring the stars and everybody's fucking living great. And I'd like to see the Star Trek future. You know?